In the vast and wondrous world of culinary arts, few ingredients command as much respect, fear, and fascination as the fugu or Japanese pufferfish. This enigmatic creature gliding silently through the waters has captivated the imagination of chefs, diners, and storytellers for centuries. Fugu represents a profound paradox on a plate, both a celebrated delicacy and a potential instrument of death. Its reputation is woven into the very fabric of Japanese culture, where the line between pleasure and peril is razor-thin. The source of this notoriety lies deep within its anatomy. Certain organs of the fugu, most notably the liver, ovaries, and intestines, contain a substance called tetrodotoxin, a poison so potent that it has shaped the course of fugu's history. This neurotoxin is astonishingly powerful, estimated to be over 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. In ancient times, it was said that a single drop could silence a samurai, and legends tell of feudal lords who would test the loyalty of their retainers with a meal of fugu. Just a few milligrams, barely enough to dust a fingertip, can prove fatal to a human. Most chilling of all, there is no known antidote. Once the toxin takes hold, the outcome rests in the hands of fate and the skill of the chef. The toxin works by paralyzing the muscles while the victim remains fully conscious, a waking nightmare that has haunted the dreams of many who have dared to taste this forbidden flesh. Yet despite this ever-present danger, fugu has maintained its place as one of Japan's most luxurious and sought-after foods for centuries. In the Edo period, fugu was banned in many regions after a series of tragic deaths among the samurai class. But the allure only grew stronger in the shadows. The appeal of fugu is not simply in its taste, which is often described as subtle, clean, and uniquely delicate. It is the story, the ritual, and the ever-present spectre of danger that elevate the experience. To eat fugu is to confront mortality with every bite. The tension in the air is palpable as diners gather around the table, laughter tinged with nervous energy, each person acutely aware of the risks. The chef, a master of his craft, prepares the fish with unwavering concentration. In Japan, it takes years of rigorous training and a government-issued license to earn the right to serve fugu. The stakes are high and the responsibility immense. Each slice is a testament to the chef's precision and discipline. The respectful bow exchanged between chef and diner is more than a formality. It is a silent pact of trust, forged in the crucible of tradition. The presentation is a work of art, each translucent slice arranged in intricate patterns that evoke chrysanthemums or cranes, symbols of longevity and good fortune. The anticipation builds as the platter is revealed, a moment steeped in ceremony. The journey begins long before the first bite. Diners watch as the chef works behind a glass counter, every movement deliberate, every gesture a reminder of the razor's edge between life and death. The knowledge of its potential lethality sharpens the senses. Each texture, each subtle flavor is experienced with heightened awareness, as if the world itself has slowed to a hush. The flesh is served as paper-thin sashimi, so translucent that the pattern of the plate beneath is clearly visible, a visual promise of the chef's skill and the diner's courage. Every detail, from the gleaming blade to the careful arrangement, is a testament to the centuries-old tradition that surrounds this dish. The chef's reputation and the diner's fate rest on the edge of a knife. The first bite is taken with reverence. The delicate flavor and unique, slightly chewy texture are savored slowly, as if time itself has paused to witness the moment. Some connoisseurs report a faint tingling or numbing sensation on the lips and tongue, a subtle reminder of the toxin's presence, a whisper of danger that lingers long after the meal. This exquisite balance of taste and risk is what makes fugu the ultimate deadly delicacy. The meal is a meditation on mortality, a celebration of life's fragility and the courage to embrace it. Fugu challenges our perceptions and pushes the boundaries of what we consider edible. It is a dish that demands respect, not only for its flavor, but for the centuries of history and discipline that have shaped it. The desire to eat fugu is born from a fascination with the forbidden and the dangerous. In the old port towns of Japan, fishermen would gather in secret to share stories of those who survived and those who did not. The meal is as much about the story and the adrenaline as it is about sustenance. Each diner becomes part of a living legend, a tale retold in hushed tones and knowing glances. In the world of gastronomy, fugu stands alone, a testament to the complex relationship between nature, culture, and our appetite for adventure. It is proof that sometimes the greatest allure lies in the greatest risk, and that the most unforgettable meals are those that challenge us to face the unknown. The story of fugu in Japan is a rich tapestry woven over more than 4 centuries, marked by intrigue, danger, and shifting tides of cultural meaning. Its roots stretch back to the storied Edo period, a time when the rigid social order of shoguns and samurai defined every aspect of life. In this era, status was everything, and culinary choices became a subtle yet powerful way to display one's place in society. Among the samurai and the newly affluent merchant class, fugu emerged as a food of distinction. Its reputation was built not only on its rarity, but on the ever-present risk that accompanied each bite. For the samurai, whose lives were governed by Bushido, the code of bravery, loyalty, and an acceptance of mortality, eating fugu was a natural extension of their philosophy. It was a quiet, personal test of courage, a way to look death in the eye, not on the battlefield, but at the dining table. This act became a powerful symbol of fearlessness and refined taste, a ritual that separated the truly brave from the merely wealthy. Over time, this association with courage and high status solidified fugu's place in Japanese culture, and stories of legendary samurai who dined on fugu, sometimes with fatal consequences, became part of the lore. One of the most famous incidents occurred in the late 16th century when Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the great unifier of Japan, reportedly lost several of his trusted generals to fugu poisoning during a celebratory banquet in Shimonoseki. The tragedy was so profound that Hideyoshi himself is said to have banned the consumption of fugu among his retainers. Despite such dangers, the allure of fugu only grew. It was never a food for the masses, but rather an exclusive indulgence reserved for those who could afford its high price and appreciate its symbolic weight. Eating fugu became an act of calculated risk-taking, an expression of connoisseurship that separated the refined from the ordinary. The experience was often described as a thrilling balance between life and death, where the diner placed their complete trust in the hands of the chef. In the Edo period, chefs who prepared fugu were sometimes required to eat a portion themselves to prove its safety, a practice that further heightened the drama and respect surrounding the dish. This narrative transformed the consumption of a potentially poisonous fish into a high form of culinary art, imbued with notions of sophistication, daring, and an appreciation for the finer, more dangerous things in life. The government, however, was not always so enamored with this dangerous delicacy. During the Tokugawa shogunate, strict laws were enacted to ban the serving and consumption of fugu in many regions, especially after a series of high-profile poisonings among the samurai and merchant elite. In 1608, the Tokugawa shogunate issued an edict in Edo, making it illegal to serve fugu in restaurants or inns. Violators faced severe penalties, including the loss of their business licenses and, in some cases, exile. Yet these prohibitions only seemed to enhance fugu's mystique. The dish went underground, served in secret gatherings where the risk and the thrill were even greater. In some regions, such as Yamaguchi Prefecture, local lords defied the bans, allowing fugu to be prepared and enjoyed in private, further fueling its reputation as a forbidden fruit. The fish's allure was magnified by the very laws designed to protect people from it. Tales spread of daring samurai and cunning merchants who risked everything for a taste of the forbidden delicacy. This historical tension between official disapproval and popular fascination is a key part of fugu's enduring legacy. In the Meiji era, as Japan modernized, the government again attempted to ban fugu after a series of poisonings among military officers. But local resistance and the dish's deep cultural roots made enforcement difficult. Today, while the risks are far more controlled thanks to strict licensing and training for chefs, the historical echoes of bravery, status, and rebellion remain. Dining on fugu is still considered a special occasion, a luxurious experience that carries with it a sense of history and tradition. The city of Shimonoseki, once the site of tragic fugu poisonings, is now celebrated as the fugu capital of Japan, where the dish is prepared with the utmost care and ceremony. For many, eating fugu is a connection to the samurai of old, a modern-day reenactment of their culinary courage and a tribute to the generations who risked everything for a taste of the extraordinary. The meal is not just about savoring a unique flavor, it is about participating in a cultural ritual that has been passed down through generations, a living link to the past. This deep-rooted history is what gives fugu its soul, elevating it from a simple dish to a profound cultural symbol of Japan's intricate relationship with nature, risk, and refinement. As the demand for fugu has grown, the traditional method of catching wild pufferfish has been supplemented by a new revolutionary approach, high-tech aquaculture. This shift is not just about quantity, but about safety, precision, and scientific control. Today, the vast majority of fugu served in restaurants across Japan, China, and South Korea originates from these modern farms where every stage of the fish's life is meticulously managed. These facilities are marvels of marine engineering, designed to recreate the pufferfish's natural habitat with meticulous control. Engineers have developed advanced water circulation systems that simulate ocean currents, while automated sensors constantly monitor water quality parameters such as pH, ammonia, nitrite, and dissolved oxygen. The fish are raised in large, sophisticated tanks equipped with continuous water filtration and circulation systems. These systems utilize multi-stage mechanical and biological filters, ensuring that harmful substances are removed and the water remains pristine. High-capacity aerators and oxygen injectors maintain optimal dissolved oxygen levels, mimicking the clean, oxygen-rich currents of the open ocean. This not only supports healthy growth, but also reduces stress, which is a key factor in preventing disease outbreaks. The most significant innovation of these farms lies in the ability to control the fugu's diet. Automated feeding systems dispense precise amounts of specially formulated feed at scheduled intervals, eliminating the risk of contamination from wild-caught prey. Scientific breakthroughs revealed that pufferfish do not synthesize tetrodotoxin themselves. Instead, they accumulate it by consuming certain bacteria, algae, and small marine organisms that harbor the toxin. Researchers, including marine biologists and toxicologists, have isolated these organisms and mapped the biochemical pathways responsible for toxin accumulation. By raising fugu in a completely controlled environment and feeding them a rigorously tested, toxin-free diet, farmers can produce pufferfish that are virtually non-poisonous. Each batch of feed is analyzed in laboratory settings to ensure it is free from any tetrodotoxin-producing organisms. This breakthrough has been a game-changer for the industry. Every harvest undergoes strict safety protocols. Samples of fish tissue are tested using high-sensitivity liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry to detect even trace amounts of tetrodotoxin. Only fish that pass these rigorous tests receive safety certification labels. The process of raising farmed fugu is a patient and costly one. Technicians document every stage of growth, maintaining detailed records for traceability and quality assurance. The fish are carefully nurtured for 2 to 3 years, allowing them to grow to the ideal size and develop the desired meat quality and texture that connoisseurs expect. Regular biometric measurements and health checks are performed to monitor their development. Throughout this period, technicians use digital instruments to check water parameters, while computer systems log real-time data on temperature, salinity, and feed composition. Any deviation triggers automated alerts, allowing for immediate intervention. The high operational costs, including the expensive, scientifically formulated feed, the energy required for constant water filtration, and the labor-intensive monitoring are significant factors that contribute to fugu's continued status as a luxury food item, even when farmed. While some purists argue that farmed fugu lacks the subtle thrill associated with its wild, potentially toxic counterpart, the benefits of aquaculture are undeniable. Interviews with expert chefs and aquaculture specialists highlight the consistency and safety of farmed fugu, with many noting that the flavor and texture are virtually indistinguishable from wild-caught fish. Thanks to these technological advancements, the delicacy has become accessible to a wider audience while drastically reducing the number of accidental poisonings. Government health agencies report a dramatic decline in fugu-related incidents since the adoption of farmed, toxin-free fish. Furthermore, fugu farming helps to alleviate pressure on wild pufferfish populations, promoting a more sustainable model for this beloved culinary tradition. Conservationists and marine biologists agree that aquaculture is essential for the long-term survival of the species. These high-tech farms represent a remarkable fusion of nature and science, a modern solution that preserves a centuries-old cultural practice by taming its deadliest element. Through scientific breakthroughs, rigorous safety protocols, and the expertise of dedicated professionals, the future of Fugu is safer and more sustainable than ever before. Whether sourced from the wild ocean or a modern aquaculture facility, the process of harvesting fugu is a delicate operation fraught with its own set of risks. For the traditional fishermen who venture into the Pacific waters around Japan and China, catching wild fugu requires immense caution and expertise. They typically use specialized nets, but the true danger begins once the fish are caught. A pufferfish's primary defense mechanism is to inflate its body with water, and a stressed fugu is more likely to do so. More critically, stress can cause the fish to secrete its potent toxin, posing a direct threat to the fishermen handling the catch. They must work with speed and precision to minimize the fish's distress. Once aboard the fishing vessel, the handling of the fugu continues with extreme care. The fish must be kept alive and in good condition during transport to processing plants or directly to restaurants. They are placed in large tanks filled with clean, oxygenated seawater to ensure their survival and reduce stress. Any damage to the fish could potentially cause their toxic organs to rupture and contaminate the edible flesh, rendering the entire catch worthless and dangerous. This meticulous post-harvest process is just as crucial as the catch itself, highlighting the many layers of risk involved long before the fugu even reaches a kitchen. On high-tech fugu farms, the harvesting process is more controlled but no less important. To minimize stress, farmers often use soft, fine mesh nets or even specialized pumping systems that gently move the fish from their rearing tanks to transport containers. The goal remains the same: to handle the fugu as little and as calmly as possible. Even though most farmed fugu are non-toxic, the industry maintains these rigorous handling protocols as a matter of best practice. This adherence to strict standards ensures that the fish arrive at their destination in perfect condition, preserving the quality and integrity of the meat that will eventually be served to discerning diners. The journey from water to plate is a perilous one, demanding skill, knowledge, and an unwavering respect for the fish's deadly potential. Every step from the initial catch in the wild to the careful transfer on a farm is governed by the need to prevent stress and avoid contamination. This careful and risky harvesting process underscores why fugu is not just any fish. It is a creature that commands caution at every stage of its journey, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between its role as a source of food and its power as a vessel of one of nature's most formidable poisons. In the wild, the process begins with the preparation of specialized nets designed to catch fugu without causing them harm. Fishermen cast these nets into the sea, carefully timing their retrieval to ensure the fish are caught with minimal stress. Once the nets are hauled in, the pufferfish are quickly transferred to water-filled containers. This step is crucial to prevent the fish from inflating and releasing toxins. Fishermen use gloves to handle the fish, ensuring their own safety while minimizing stress on the fugu. The journey back to shore is another critical phase. The tanks must be kept aerated and at the right temperature to ensure the fish remain in good condition. Any lapse in this process can result in the loss of the entire catch. In aquaculture facilities, the process is more controlled but equally demanding. Workers constantly monitor water quality, temperature, and oxygen levels to create an optimal environment for the fugu. When it's time to harvest, fine mesh nets or specialized pumping systems are used to transfer the fish. This minimizes handling and stress, ensuring the fugu remain calm and healthy. The fish are then placed in transport containers filled with clean, oxygenated water. These containers are carefully loaded onto trucks for their journey to processing plants or restaurants. Throughout this journey, every effort is made to keep the fish in perfect condition. The goal is to deliver fugu that are not only safe to eat, but also of the highest quality. The journey from water to plate is a perilous one, demanding skill, knowledge, and an unwavering respect for the fish's deadly potential. Every step from the initial catch in the wild to the careful transfer on a farm is governed by the need to prevent stress and avoid contamination. This careful and risky harvesting process underscores why fugu is not just any fish. It is a creature that commands caution at every stage of its journey, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between its role as a source of food and its power as a vessel of one of nature's most formidable poisons. The transformation of a potentially lethal pufferfish into an exquisite meal is an art form mastered by only a select few. In Japan, this mastery is not just a matter of skill, but of lore, tradition, and a relentless pursuit of perfection. The preparation of fugu is governed by exceptionally strict laws. Only chefs who have undergone years of rigorous training and passed a demanding examination are legally permitted to handle and serve it. This is not a mere formality. It's a matter of life and death. The licensing system is the single most important safeguard in the entire fugu industry, and it is revered throughout Japan. Aspiring fugu chefs begin their journey as apprentices, often under the watchful eye of a master chef. This apprenticeship typically lasts at least 2 to 3 years, but for some it can stretch to a decade. During this time, the apprentice learns to identify the more than 100 different species of pufferfish, each with its own unique characteristics and dangers. The apprentice must memorize which organs are toxic in each species, as the levels and locations of toxins can vary dramatically. They are taught to distinguish the poisonous parts from the edible flesh with absolute certainty, for even the smallest mistake can be fatal. The licensing exam is notoriously difficult, with a pass rate that is often quite low. Many candidates fail on their first attempt, and some never pass at all. The exam consists of both a written test and a practical demonstration of skill. The written portion covers the biology of pufferfish, the chemistry of its toxins, and the legal regulations surrounding its preparation. In the practical portion, the candidate must correctly identify various species of fugu, demonstrating a deep knowledge that goes far beyond the surface. Under the watchful eye of an examiner, the chef must flawlessly dissect a fish within a set time limit, showing not only technical skill but also composure under pressure. The chef must meticulously separate the toxic organs, the liver, ovaries, intestines, and skin, among others, from the edible meat, ensuring that not a trace of toxin remains. Each part must be placed into separate, clearly marked trays to prevent any possibility of cross-contamination. The examiner inspects every step, searching for even the slightest error. A single mistake, one misplaced cut of the knife, means immediate failure, and in a real-world scenario could have fatal consequences. Once licensed, the fugu chef assumes a position of immense responsibility. He is trusted with the lives of his customers, and the reputation of his establishment rests on his skill. His kitchen becomes a sanctuary of precision and discipline, where every tool is meticulously maintained and every movement is deliberate. The knives used, known as fugu hiki, are long, thin, and razor-sharp, designed specifically for this task. Only a true master can wield them with the necessary finesse. Every step of the preparation process is a meticulous ritual, honed through years of repetition and observation. After the toxic organs are removed, they are sealed in a special locked container and later disposed of as hazardous waste, often through incineration according to local regulations. The remaining edible flesh is then washed thoroughly in running water to remove any lingering traces of blood or toxins before it is ready to be sliced and served. This entire process is a testament to the Japanese cultural emphasis on craftsmanship and perfection. Legendary fugu chefs are revered, their names spoken with respect in culinary circles. Some have become famous for their flawless technique and unwavering dedication, training generations of apprentices and setting the standard for the entire industry. The chef's license is not merely a permit, it is a symbol of trust, a guarantee to the diner that the person preparing their meal is a master of their craft, possessing the knowledge and skill to navigate the fine line between delicacy and danger. Stories abound of legendary chefs who have never made a single mistake in decades of service, their reputations built on a foundation of absolute precision. The chef's steady hand and deep expertise are what make the thrilling experience of eating fugu possible, transforming a deadly creature into a safe and honestly sublime culinary adventure. Their blade does not just slice fish, it disarms death itself. The legacy of the fugu chef is one of discipline, mastery, and the ultimate responsibility, ensuring that every bite is both a thrill and a testament to the art of survival. The Fugu dining experience is far more than just a meal. It is a profound cultural ritual steeped in symbolism, aesthetic beauty, and centuries-old tradition. From the moment one steps into the restaurant, a sense of anticipation and reverence fills the air. When a diner sits down for a full fugu course, known as fugu ryori, he embarks on a journey that engages all the senses. The atmosphere is hushed, the lighting subdued, and every detail of the setting is meticulously arranged to honor the gravity of the meal ahead. The most iconic dish is fugu sashimi, or fugu sashi, a masterpiece of culinary precision and artistry. The chef, a master of his craft, uses a specialized razor-sharp knife to slice the fish into pieces so remarkably thin that they are almost transparent. This act is not merely preparation, it is a performance, often conducted in full view of the diners, who watch in respectful silence. These delicate slices are then artfully arranged on a large ornate platter, often in the shape of a chrysanthemum flower. The chef's hands move with practiced grace, each gesture deliberate and meaningful. This presentation is deeply symbolic. The chrysanthemum in Japanese culture represents both life and longevity, but is also used at funerals, perfectly encapsulating the life and death duality of the fugu experience. The arrangement itself is a silent nod to the ever-present risk and the fleeting beauty of life. As the meal progresses, diners are treated to a variety of dishes that showcase the versatility of the fugu's flesh. Each course is served with a sense of ceremony, often accompanied by a brief explanation from the chef or staff about the dish's significance and preparation. A common follow-up to the sashimi is fugu karage, where small pieces of the fish are marinated and deep-fried to a golden crisp, offering a delightful contrast in texture. The dish is presented with care, and diners are encouraged to savor each bite slowly. Another staple is the fugu nabe, a communal hot pot where pieces of fugu, along with vegetables, tofu and mushrooms, are gently simmered in a light, flavorful broth right at the table. The act of sharing the hot pot is itself a ritual, fostering camaraderie and respect among the diners. This slow, shared cooking process adds a warm and comforting element to the meal, balancing the initial thrill of the raw sashimi. It is customary for diners to serve one another, reinforcing bonds of trust and mutual respect. Each dish is designed to highlight a different aspect of the fugu's subtle and clean flavor. The chef's attention to detail is evident in every plate, and diners are expected to appreciate the artistry as much as the taste. The cost of this unique culinary adventure reflects its luxury status and the immense skill required in its preparation. Payment is often handled with quiet formality in keeping with the refined atmosphere. A full fugu course at a reputable Michelin-starred restaurant in Tokyo or Osaka can easily cost between $200 and $500 per person, and sometimes even more. This is not just a meal, but an event, an experience reserved for special occasions. This high price point is a result of several factors: the cost of the fish itself, whether wild-caught or farmed, the years of training and rare expertise of the licensed chef, and the elaborate multi-course nature of the meal. Only chefs who have undergone rigorous apprenticeships and passed strict examinations are permitted to prepare fugu, a testament to the seriousness of the ritual. Diners are not just paying for food, they are paying for the assurance of safety, the artistry of the presentation, and the privilege of participating in a legendary and exclusive dining tradition. The chef's bow before serving the final dish is a gesture of respect and gratitude, closing the ritual with dignity. The experience is often heightened by the atmosphere of the restaurant, which is typically serene and elegant, creating a sense of occasion. The minimalist decor, soft lighting, and private rooms all contribute to the feeling of exclusivity and reverence. The service is impeccable, with staff who are knowledgeable about the traditions of fugu dining. They guide diners through the meal, explaining etiquette and answering questions with quiet expertise. Some connoisseurs claim to feel a slight tingling or numbing sensation on their lips while eating, a faint, harmless trace of the toxin known as toro, which is said to enhance the thrill. This sensation is discussed in hushed tones, adding to the air of mystery. Whether real or imagined, this sensation is part of the mystique. Diners often pause to reflect on the experience, savoring not just the flavors but the meaning behind each bite. Ultimately, the fugu dining experience is a carefully choreographed performance, a ritual that combines risk, refinement, and history on a single plate. Every gesture, every course, and every moment is steeped in tradition, making it one of the most revered and unforgettable culinary ceremonies in the world. Despite its notorious reputation for danger, or perhaps because of it, Fugu stands at the heart of a vast and highly profitable industry in Japan. The allure of this deadly delicacy has transformed it into a cornerstone of the Japanese seafood economy, with a value that extends far beyond the plate. The Fugu market is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, generating hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue. This economic powerhouse is not only a symbol of culinary prestige, but also a vital contributor to the livelihoods of countless individuals and businesses. The industry's reach is extensive, encompassing a complex network of fishermen who risk the seas to catch wild pufferfish, aquaculture farmers who raise fugu in controlled environments, distributors who ensure the fish's safe passage, and thousands of licensed restaurants dedicated to serving this unique dish. At the center of this network is the city of Shimonoseki in western Japan, renowned as the Fugu capital. Shimonoseki handles the majority of the nation's fugu catch and distribution, and its name is synonymous with the highest standards of quality and tradition in the industry. The Sheidomari market in Shimonoseki is famous for its secretive fugu auctions, where prices are negotiated through subtle hand signals concealed within sleeves. This tradition not only preserves the mystique of the trade, but also ensures that only the most skilled negotiators secure the best catches. Demand for fugu remains consistently high, fueled by both domestic consumers and international tourists eager to experience the thrill and exclusivity of this culinary adventure. The industry's value is further amplified by the influx of visitors seeking authentic fugu experiences, making it a significant driver of gastronomic tourism. The most prized species, the wild-caught torafugu or tiger pufferfish, commands premium prices at market, often reaching several $100s per fish depending on size and quality. These high prices reflect both the rarity and the perceived prestige of the catch. For consumers, fugu is a luxury reserved for special occasions, business gatherings, and high-end dining experiences. The cost of a fugu meal can be substantial, reinforcing its status as a symbol of sophistication and exclusivity. The industry supports thousands of jobs, from the fishermen who brave the open waters to the highly trained chefs, whose licenses are a mark of professional distinction. Each role is essential to maintaining the integrity and safety of the fugu supply chain. In recent years, the rise of fugu aquaculture has further expanded the industry's economic impact. Modern fish farms use advanced technology to raise pufferfish in carefully monitored environments, ensuring a steady and reliable supply. Establishing and operating these high-tech facilities requires significant investment in infrastructure, water filtration, and automated feeding systems. While farmed fugu is generally less expensive than wild-caught, the initial costs are offset by the ability to produce fish with consistent quality and reduced risk. The use of specialized feed, constant water quality monitoring, and rigorous health checks are all part of the process, ensuring that farmed fugu meets strict safety and quality standards. These practices have made it possible to meet growing demand while reducing pressure on wild populations. Sustainable aquaculture practices have allowed the industry to stabilize and expand, providing a reliable source of fugu for both domestic consumption and export markets. Major Japanese corporations have invested heavily in fugu farming, transforming it into a sophisticated and profitable sector within the broader seafood industry. These companies oversee everything from breeding and processing to distribution and export. The economic impact of the fugu industry is immense, with revenue supporting not only local communities but also contributing to Japan's national economy. The industry's success is reflected in the steady growth of fugu-related businesses and the increasing sophistication of their operations. Fugu's cultural significance and the aura of risk that surrounds it have created a powerful narrative, driving demand and elevating its status both in Japan and abroad. The story of fugu is now featured in international media, attracting attention from culinary enthusiasts worldwide. The entire supply chain is governed by strict regulations and meticulous quality control. Government inspectors, certified chefs, and rigorous safety protocols ensure that every step from catch to table meets the highest standards. From the small fishing boats at dawn to the refined kitchens of Michelin-starred restaurants, the fugu industry exemplifies the intersection of tradition, risk, and modern business. Its economic influence now extends beyond Japan, with exports reaching select international markets where fugu is served under strict regulations, further enhancing its reputation as a uniquely Japanese phenomenon and a testament to the nation's culinary and business ingenuity. The pufferfish is one of nature's most curious and well-defended creations. There are over 120 known species, found mostly in the tropical and subtropical waters of the world, with a significant concentration in the Pacific Ocean surrounding Japan and China. Their most famous characteristic, which gives them their name, is their remarkable ability to inflate themselves into a nearly spherical shape. This is not an act of aggression, but a purely defensive maneuver. When threatened by a predator, the pufferfish rapidly ingests a huge amount of water or air if it is out of water, expanding its highly elastic stomach and stretching its skin. This sudden increase in size, often up to 3 times its normal volume, makes it a difficult and awkward mouthful for any would-be attacker. This inflation defense is often complemented by another formidable feature: spines. Many species of pufferfish have spines that lie flat against their body when they are calm, but stand erect when they inflate, turning them into a spiky, unappetizing ball. However, their ultimate defense is the invisible one, the potent tetrodotoxin. This powerful neurotoxin is a biological marvel in itself. The fish do not produce it internally. Instead, they acquire it through their diet, accumulating the toxin from bacteria that live on the small creatures they eat. The toxin is concentrated in specific organs, while the fish itself has evolved a genetic mutation that makes its own nervous system immune to its effects. The biology of the pufferfish is perfectly adapted for its survival. Their unique, boxy shape is not built for speed. Instead of swimming like other fish by flexing their bodies, they propel themselves primarily by using their pectoral, dorsal, and anal fins. This gives them incredible maneuverability, allowing them to move forwards, backwards, and even hover in the water with great precision, almost like a helicopter. This agility is ideal for navigating the complex environments of coral reefs and seabeds where they hunt for crustaceans and mollusks. Their powerful beak-like jaws, formed by the fusion of 4 teeth, are strong enough to crush the shells of their prey. These fascinating biological traits, the dramatic inflation, the deadly toxin, and the unique method of movement, all contribute to the pufferfish's legendary status. It is a creature that has evolved a sophisticated and multi-layered defense system, making it a formidable survivor in the ocean's ecosystem. The tetrodotoxin works by blocking sodium channels in nerve cells, preventing the transmission of signals and leading to paralysis. This natural resilience and dangerous power are precisely what make it such a compelling and respected creature in the marine world. In the end, the question remains: why does fugu continue to fascinate us, even when its dangers are well known and alternatives abound? In a world obsessed with safety and predictability, why do some seek out the thrill of a meal that could, if mishandled, be their last? What compels us to pay a premium for a taste that flirts with mortality? The answer is layered, rooted not only in the subtlety of fugu's flavor, but in the depths of human psychology, our cultural narratives, and the very nature of gastronomy itself. At our core, we are drawn to the edge. The allure of danger is ancient, a primal urge to test boundaries and confront the unknown. Whether scaling cliffs or tasting fugu, we seek experiences that jolt us from complacency and remind us of our own fragility. Eating fugu is a ritualized encounter with risk, a culinary tightrope walk where the stakes are real. It is, in essence, a gastronomic form of extreme sport where the chef's skill is the only safeguard between pleasure and peril. This act offers a rare, visceral thrill in a world increasingly sanitized and controlled. It becomes a story to share, a badge of courage, a moment when one has stared into the abyss and emerged unscathed. The fascination is heightened by the artistry and discipline that surround fugu. The meal is not merely about taste, but about the mastery and ritual that elevate it to an art form. Years of rigorous training, the almost meditative precision of preparation, and the symbolic presentation all transform the act of eating fugu into a performance, one where the chef's expertise is both shield and spectacle. Here, human skill triumphs over natural danger, and the meal becomes a celebration of mastery over the unpredictable. The relationship between diner and chef is one of profound trust. In that moment, the diner surrenders to the chef's hands, forging a unique bond, a shared experience of risk, relief, and respect. This deep reverence for craftsmanship and tradition is a cornerstone of Japanese culture, and the fugu meal stands as one of its most dramatic and meaningful expressions. Each serving is a performance where the stakes are tangible and the outcome is determined by the performer's skill, a reminder that true artistry often walks hand in hand with risk. The allure of fugu is also woven into its long and storied history. For centuries it has been a symbol of bravery, sophistication, and the willingness to embrace the unknown. To eat fugu is to connect with the samurai of feudal Japan, to participate in a ritual that has tested courage and discipline for generations. It is an edible piece of cultural heritage, a living link to the past. In an era of globalization, such authentic, deeply rooted traditions hold a magnetic appeal. They offer a sense of belonging, a connection to a specific time and place, and a narrative that transcends the mere act of eating. These experiences become stories, rich, layered, and meaningful, far beyond the ingredients on the plate. The narrative of fugu, of ancient warriors, forbidden pleasures, and modern-day masters becomes as integral to the meal as the fish itself. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of fugu lies in its perfect paradox. It is at once simple and complex, safe and dangerous, modern and ancient. The clean, subtle taste of its flesh stands in stark contrast to the violent potential of its poison, a duality that mirrors the human condition itself. To savor fugu is to embrace contradiction, to find beauty in danger, and to seek meaning in the fleeting nature of experience. Even as non-toxic farmed fugu reduces the physical risk, the legend and the ritual persist, undiminished. The psychological thrill remains rooted in the story and the ceremony. The fascination endures because fugu is more than food. It is an experience, a narrative, a symbol of humanity's eternal dance with the wild, the beautiful, and the dangerous. It is a reminder that the most profound moments in life are often those that carry a hint of risk, a brush with the unknown, and a celebration of the skills that keep us safe. In the end, fugu reminds us that to truly live is to accept uncertainty, to seek meaning in challenge, and to savor the delicate balance between danger and delight. Across the world, fugu has transcended the boundaries of the dinner table to become an enduring symbol in movies, literature, and television. Its reputation as a delicacy laced with danger has captured the imagination of storytellers, directors, and writers alike, lending itself to narratives that explore suspense, risk, and the allure of the forbidden. In cinema, fugu frequently appears as a dramatic device, a meal that tests the mettle of characters or a plot twist that hinges on the razor-thin margin between life and death. Classic Japanese films have used fugu as a metaphor for courage and recklessness, while international thrillers have woven it into scenes charged with tension, where the simple act of dining becomes a dance with fate. The pufferfish's lethal potential is often amplified, transforming an ordinary dish into a catalyst for suspense or a symbol of elite status. Literature, too, has embraced fugu's mystique. Novels and short stories set in Japan or inspired by its culture often feature the fish as a symbol of tradition, exclusivity, or existential risk. Writers use fugu to evoke themes of trust, skill, and the thin veil separating safety from peril. Its presence on the page invites readers to ponder the psychology of risk and the ways in which a single moment or choice can alter the course of a narrative. Television, with its wide reach and visual storytelling, has introduced fugu to audiences beyond those familiar with Japanese cuisine. Cooking shows highlight the rigorous training and precision required to prepare the dish, framing it as the ultimate test of a chef's expertise. Crime dramas and animated series have used fugu's poison as a plot device, sometimes with a touch of humor, sometimes with deadly seriousness, playing on its reputation as both delicacy and danger. The fish's distinctive shape and preparation ritual have become instantly recognizable, a shorthand for high stakes and cultural sophistication. Through these portrayals, fugu has taken on a life of its own, evolving from a regional specialty into a global symbol. Its image in pop culture reflects our fascination with the unknown, our respect for mastery, and our enduring appetite for stories that blend beauty with risk. In the imagination of the world, fugu is more than just a dish. It is a character, a challenge, and an icon. Beneath the allure and danger of fugu lies a single, invisible culprit, tetrodotoxin. This potent neurotoxin, found in the organs and skin of the pufferfish, is among the deadliest substances known to science. Just a few milligrams can paralyze the nervous system, blocking sodium channels in nerve cells and halting the transmission of vital signals throughout the body. The result is swift tingling, numbness, muscle paralysis, and in severe cases, respiratory failure. Unlike many other poisons, tetrodotoxin has no known antidote. Medical intervention focuses on supportive care, maintaining breathing and heart function until the toxin is metabolized and excreted. Because even the smallest error in preparation can be fatal, detection methods are critical. Scientists use advanced analytical techniques such as high-performance liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry to identify and quantify tetrodotoxin in fish tissues. These tools not only safeguard consumers but also help authorities enforce strict regulations around fugu harvesting and preparation. Ongoing research seeks to unravel the mysteries of tetrodotoxin, how some pufferfish species accumulate it, why their bodies remain immune, and whether this toxin could have medical applications. Some studies even explore the potential of tetrodotoxin as a painkiller, harnessing its ability to block nerve signals in controlled settings. Still, the margin for error remains razor-thin. The science of tetrodotoxin is a testament to nature's complexity and the ongoing quest to balance culinary tradition with cutting-edge safety. Every bite of fugu is a reminder, not just of risk, but of the invisible world of molecules that shape our experiences and challenge our ingenuity. Behind every plate of fugu lies a story of discipline, dedication, and remarkable skill. In the heart of Tokyo, Chef Hiroshi Saito begins his day before sunrise, inspecting each pufferfish with a surgeon's eye. He recalls his apprenticeship, years spent mastering not only the blade but the patience and humility required to serve fugu safely. "Every cut is a promise," he says, "that my customer will return home." In Osaka, Master Chef Kenji Nakamura is renowned for his innovative approach, blending centuries-old techniques with modern technology. His kitchen is a study in focus. With steady hands, he demonstrates the meticulous removal of the toxic organs, a process he's repeated thousands of times. For Nakamura, fugu is more than food. It's a lifelong pursuit of perfection. The fish teaches you respect, he reflects, for nature, for tradition, and for the lives in your hands. Then there is Takashi Mori, whose family has prepared fugu for 3 generations. He honors his father and grandfather by upholding the strictest standards, passing on the secrets of slicing sashimi so thin it becomes translucent. Mori believes the heart of the craft lies in restraint. Our goal is not to impress with danger, but to honor the trust our guests place in us. These masters are united by a philosophy, absolute precision, unwavering respect, and a commitment to excellence. Their stories are woven into every bite, transforming a risky delicacy into a testament of human skill and devotion. The legacy of fugu chefs is one of artistry, vigilance, and a relentless pursuit of mastery, ensuring that what could be deadly becomes an unforgettable feast. Across the globe, fugu has begun to intrigue adventurous diners far beyond Japan's shores. In upscale restaurants from New York to Paris, chefs approach the pufferfish with a blend of caution and creativity, adapting traditional Japanese techniques to meet strict local regulations. In the United States, only a handful of licensed establishments are permitted to serve fugu, and the fish itself is often imported pre-cleaned by certified experts in Japan. Here, chefs must navigate a labyrinth of food safety laws and meticulous inspections before a single slice reaches the plate. In Europe, regulatory hurdles are even higher, with some countries banning the sale of fugu entirely. Yet in cities where it is allowed, chefs experiment with new presentations, incorporating local ingredients and plating styles while preserving the essence of the dish. Despite the obstacles, the allure of fugu persists. International chefs study under Japanese masters, sometimes traveling thousands of miles to learn the precise techniques required for safe preparation. The result is a new chapter in Fugu's story, one that blends tradition with global innovation and brings the thrill and the responsibility of this unique delicacy to a wider world. As Fugu's popularity grows, so too does the need to consider its environmental footprint. In the wild, overfishing has threatened native pufferfish populations, prompting stricter regulations and catch limits in Japanese coastal waters. Traditional fishing methods can disrupt marine ecosystems, impacting not just pufferfish but a variety of ocean life. To counteract these challenges, the industry has increasingly turned to aquaculture. Fugu farming now provides a controlled environment where fish are bred, raised, and harvested with greater oversight. This reduces pressure on wild populations and allows for more consistent quality and safety. However, fish farming is not without its own concerns. Waste management, water usage, and the risk of disease outbreaks all require careful monitoring to prevent negative impacts on surrounding habitats. Researchers and industry leaders are collaborating on solutions. Innovations include closed-loop water systems that recycle and purify water, sustainable feed options that minimize reliance on wild-caught fish, and selective breeding programs to improve both yield and health. Certification programs and transparent traceability help ensure that both wild-caught and farmed fugu meet rigorous environmental standards. Ultimately, the future of fugu depends not only on culinary skill, but on a commitment to sustainability. By balancing tradition with responsible stewardship, the industry aims to protect both the species and the ecosystems that support it, ensuring that the thrill of this iconic delicacy can be enjoyed for generations to come.